Welcome to Horrifying Endeavour. My name is Guillermo Calvillo, and I'm here with
Jared Soto.
This is a new show we created called Horrifying Endeavour, which is just our basic dive into horror movies. Is that correct?
Exactly. That's exactly what it sounds like, Memo.
All right, yeah. I think it'd be cool if we gave like the people who are watching a little background about us, as far as like considered in our what we think about horror movies, kind of thing. So, Jared, go ahead.
Okay, so ever since a young age, I've always kind of taken a liking to horror films.
Mm-hmm. Some might say you were attracted to them.
You could say that. So basically, just when I was younger, I just, picked up a horror movie. I don't remember which one it was. Mm-hmm. But ever since then, there's something about them that just kind of attracts me.
Tickles your fancy?
Yeah, to whatever that is. So anyways, yeah, ever since then, man, there's just I like them. I know there's not a lot of great ones. There's a lot of shitty ones, and I know that. It's not like I'm favoring every single horror movie.
So do you know any great horror movies?
I don't know great exactly, but I like them. Opinion, right? Whatever. Sinister, The Conjuring of recent have been pretty good. How about you? Anything?
My background in horror movies, I remember watching Evil Dead when I was about 5.
It's a great
with
one.
My whole family. I have a hit or miss, really. No, more miss than hit, actually, with horror movies. They're usually not good.
Yeah, I mean,
at all.
You're not wrong.
And even when they're like the fun ones, so they're just supposed to be fun, they're usually not that fun because they're just really dumb. So something like Hatchet, which I know you absolutely adore.
I think it's a fun movie, honestly. I do. I think it's.
I don't even think it's that fun. Because I don't know, gore just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's
like the fun part of Hatchet is seeing somebody being cut up, and that's it's fun. It's not that fun.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. At the same time, I guess we see horror movies differently because there's subgenres and there's different sections of it.
So basically, this podcast or this video, whatever you want to call it, it's basically somebody who loves horror movies. And somebody who really loves just movies.
Exactly.
And where like horror movies are kind of like the redhead stepchild that nobody really likes, but or like the weirdos like,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I'm down to give a good horror movie.
Yeah.
It's time. Like I love The Conjuring.
Yeah.
Sinister is okay. It surprised me.
Sinister is, I would say, one of my favorite horrors of last 10 years or so.
See, I'm excited for the new Suspiria. Excited for that.
Okay. Looks interesting. Definitely.
Usually, what happens is whenever a movie actually takes itself like not specifically seriously, but it knows what it's doing and it has a director and a team that isn't just trying to cash in money.
Yep.
Then it could be a pretty good horror movie.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen half the time.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. And one can hope, like a horror fan can hope that it's going to be great because it's a remake of something that really set the tone of like the horror.
That's the one part. That's the one issue with the horror. So Halloween's coming out. Mm-hmm. Do we really need another Halloween?
We don't, but people want to see it. Apparently.
Well, yeah, people want to see everything, but at the end of the day, we had a reboot like what a couple years ago, right? By Rob Zombie. And I like the first one. The second one was trash. Yeah, but I like the first one. Okay. But I'm saying is like this is the problem with horror movies. They're not new. They're not fresh. They're just rehashing old ideas. And it's the same thing over and over again.
It's all a cash grab, man. It's all for the money nowadays. Studios are just trying to pump out something with a familiar name. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And they're hoping that fans grab onto it.
So talking about familiar names, today we are going to review the latest and greatest in the Conjuring universe, The Nun.
The Nun.
Can you tell me a little bit more about The Nun?
So The Nun was directed by Corin Hardy. He is fairly new to the directing game. He has made a movie called The Hollow. I think that was on Netflix. I think I've seen it. I don't really remember it, so I don't know if that says anything about it. But yeah, he's fairly new, and he took his take on The Nun, and wow, what a mess, I have to say. What do you have to say, Mo?
I barely have to say anything, to be honest with you. We saw this last night. Yeah. After a really boring football game, even though it was getting better at the end and you made me leave, but I'm not going to hold that against you.
And, we kind of just hoped it was going to,
Anyways, so then we went to go see The Nun, and we got there, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to... I'm not going to say be scared, because it's really difficult for a horror movie to scare me.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I'll just be here, I'll have fun, kind of a thing. And the best part of the movie was the popcorn.
Man.
Because that popcorn was delicious.
It was fresh. It was buttery. It's all you wanted in popcorn.
Yeah, shout out to Alamo Drafthouse. If you want to sponsor us, you know where to hit us up.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so we got there. So the movie starts out, and I'm going to be 100% with you. I barely remember the movie.
I don't either.
And it's not because like I was intoxicated. I did drink a lot beforehand, but I was okay. Like I was good, you know?
Yeah.
And I got there, sat down from beginning to end. I just remember like laughing because of how atrocious it was in logic.
Yeah. So the same thing with me. I sat down, you know, coming into this movie, when it first got announced, I was kind of hyped, right? It's part of the Conjuring universe. It was interesting. Later on down the line, I was kind of just like, you know, I'll go see it anyways. And so when I got there, I don't know, man. The feeling I got was I just wasn't into it.
Let's talk about the story a little bit. So the whole idea, so we're assuming most people have seen The Conjuring. And it's about Ed and Lorraine Warren, correct? Which are like, I don't know what you would call them, paranormal investigators. Yeah. They investigate real stuff. And the first one's really good.
Oh, it's great.
It's really, really good. Second one was okay. And it basically just tells them like their tales that they've gone through.
Yeah.
And this one specifically isn't really a true story.
No, it's just expanded on it.
But it literally starts out with this happened or something.
Yeah, it had to do like the beginning had to. I don't know if we're going to go into spoilers, but I mean, it's not really. Anyways, basically, it just starts off with Ed and Lorraine.
Basically, what they did was they did the Leatherface thing, where they were like, it's based on a true story because there's a true story out there that it's based on, but it's not a real story.
Yeah.
That's what, like, The Conjuring was supposed to be a real life story. This one is like the Leatherface thing, where they just say it to spook you, but there actually is no Leatherface in Texas.
They just wanted to connect the lore of the nun from previous, like they mentioned the nun in, you know, the previous movies, and they just wanted to tie in her connection through a totally standalone film.
So then we go back to like, what is it, the 1950s?
55, I think.
Yeah. And it's in Romania, and there's like a coven of nuns in this, what would you call it? Castle.
It's a
Romanian. That's the one thing I give this movie. The location is beautiful. The castle is fucking amazing.
The visuals were pretty amazing. Like the first shot was like, okay, this, you know, potential right here, and then.
Yeah, and so it starts off like you're like, okay, this is a great look. Like, come on, a Romanian castle? Like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want a horror movie in a Romanian castle?
Yeah.
So I was okay. Like, this is going to be, like, I'm just expecting to have fun. It's rated R.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe they did take this seriously. It's not like PG-13 cash grab, like Happy, was it Death Day?
That, That, you know, PG-13 movies like to...
Maybe it is rated R. I don't know.
No, I think it was...
PG-13.
I don't remember. But anyways, PG-13 horrors are usually not that great. They rely heavily on jump scares that are really overdone. Yeah. And so on.
So, and then we go to this castle, and I'm going to spoil the very beginning, which is, I don't think it's that important. So there's this like coven of nuns, and something happens, and one of the nuns has to commit suicide. Or commits suicide. There's a better way to put it. I don't know if she has to.
Okay.
But she commits suicide. And this sends this father priest person who investigates paranormal activity for the Catholic Church. And he brings along this one lady who has not taken her vows but has visions, right? And there we have the story.
Yep. And that's literally pretty much all it gives you until, what, the ending of the movie or something like that?
Yeah.
And even at that, it doesn't really go into much depth.
Yeah, and there's a couple characters. So... as far as acting's concerned, they were all like okay,
subpar.
I don't know, mediocre. They were fine. Like it's not like they were given great material to work with. They were whatever.
The writing was
the one friend, the Frenchman.
Frenchie. I forget his name. They call him Frenchie in the movie, but he has a real name.
So he was. I actually really enjoyed him.
Yeah, he was. You know? He added fun. He added that little spark of light into like the film, which was totally in the dark with everything I'm talking about. Literally, like the writing, everything else was just so hidden for me. It was just he provided the little, like I said, like he was like the light in the end of the tunnel kind of thing for me.
Yeah.
But even at that, he wasn't like amazing.
Well, to a certain point, it just, I don't know. It's like he didn't know what it wanted to be. So there was like moments where it was like, okay, this is terrifying, but it, like the situation was so
it was so set up for me.
Yeah, like
setup.
There was a lot of setup, and then it never actually paid off anywhere. And then, so he has like little jabs, like little like quirk jabs every once in a while. Like he says like a line, like I think at one point he goes, something happens, and he says "Holy shit," And then the father goes, "Oh, it's the holiest," because it has something to do with like this great holy water thing. Yeah. And it got a laugh out of the audience. Yeah. I didn't think it was funny, but everybody else was laughing, so that's something.
It was I kind of cringed at some of the material that came out. It's pretty hard for me to do that because I like awkward dialogue and whatnot and stuff.
Yeah. Yes. But as far as like the movie's concerned still, so they go there, they get to this castle and it's weird and they meet this like weird ass person that they're like. So my biggest issue with this horror movie and with a lot of horror movies is logic. They don't move logically ever. So they get there and there's this one creepy, and she has to be creepy. Like, the nun is freaking creepy.
She's sitting down in the middle of a room, like there's nothing else going on. It's completely dark and she's sitting and no one sees her until they turn around or I don't know. It's a random.
And then they talk to her and it's just really creepy. None of them like even, I don't know. And she doesn't even take off the gown. I don't know if that's like a religious thing where you can't take off that's not called a gown. It's
I think that was just in there for the suspense.
Yeah, that was my thing. Every single time, like the biggest issue with horror movies, and this is completely in the case of The Nun, is suspense and horror takes precedent. Yes, over the story. Yeah. So the story doesn't actually drive anything forward. The story is just lagging behind, and it's lagging behind these like jump scare moments and these suspense-filled moments.
They're behind curtains, basically. They expect to make money because people want to get scared, but at the same time, which I mentioned earlier, jump scares are really overdone.
And they're cheap.
They're cheap, exactly. They're a way to. It's for the money, man. People know they want to get scared. They just want to see something pop up on the screen.
No, but I mean, so take like The Conjuring. The Conjuring did it extremely well.
Oh, it did it perfectly well. I think it was perfect.
But it wasn't like jump scared galore. But that movie made a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it's shown that people don't just want to go to a movie to see jump scares.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think they knew what The Conjuring was going to be.
I believe that horror movie directors are just lazy. That they know they can get away with stuff because people have a low expectation of horror movies. Yep. And they keep on doing it.
I can see that.
That is my biggest thing.
As of late, yes. So many horror movies do
always. That. It's been like that since forever. Horror movies are where the lazy directors go make films. Okay. Now, can there be great directors that make great movies? Of course there can be.
Of course.
But usually, it's like porn. It's the porn of real movies. People go there because they can't make anything else.
Yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from that. Anyways, okay, so what are your likes for this movie? At least name 2 or 3, if you can. If it's possible. Yes.
The trailers were great. They were interesting.
You know they have to take them down because they're too scary, apparently.
No, not the trailers for The Nun.
Oh,
the trailers.
Oh, you're talking about the movie. Oh, before the movie. Okay, yeah, they were.
No, not awesome. That trailer was not scary.
Yeah, it was kind of.
No, it was just a jump scare.
Okay, so the trailers.
I don't know.
That's really all you can say.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, dislikes.
Okay.
A major dislike, not a little.
Major dislike.
Major dislike. Yes.
The logic of thinking of the movie. Okay. So there are moments where somebody and they give a cool backstory. I'll give them this. They do give a cool backstory about the bells, about how like during I believe it's the famine or something, they might have, or the plague famine. They might have accidentally buried somebody, and so they connected bells because if they accidentally buried you when you were alive, you would ring the bells. That is super cool.
But they didn't really go.
Well, no, like that is super cool. Well, at one point, the evil spirit, and this is kind of spoilery, gets the father or gets somebody into the casket and buries him automatically, right? So he starts ringing the bell, right? One of the other characters comes out of the castle and starts looking around, hears a bell, has no idea that this person's even outside. Yeah. It was in her own room, and somehow automatically she knows it's the other character.
Yeah, it was. I looked at Memo right when this happened because it was just so out there. Like, how do you assume that it was a father right away?
Yeah. And then something happens after that, right? And there's like this whole big thing, and like things just happen magically. And this is there's this weird thing. So demons, right? It's really hard to take them seriously because they're supposed to be like evil creatures kind of thing. It's really hard to take them seriously when they can kill you in a second. But yeah, for some reason they're so more interested in just like going around you. Yeah. just hanging around, dude. And that's always been my issue with these movies. It's like, you know, if this was real, if demons were real,
they would just kill us in seconds, not just taking their time. And
yeah, even if they wanted to play with us, it's not like they're going to be doing like they do in this movie where they're like, oh, he's moving in the background. And they don't give any real logical reason why they would do that. Mm-hmm. There was stuff like that. Out of nowhere, things would appear.
Yeah, like I was telling him, it just goes back to they were setting up way too much, and it was way too obvious.
Well, no, and when he gets out of the casket, when this character gets out of the casket, there's books there magically.
I don't remember that part. Wow.
Yeah, there's books that are there. He's like, oh, those are books in the casket.
Oh, they were in the skeleton, right?
Yeah. He's like, I guess I'll read those and I'll go ahead and look at them. It's like, why the hell would you read books that were in a casket? And what makes you think that those books are there for you? Right? It makes no sense. And then there's another moment with the crossword puzzle where it's raining and it magically, he looks at it when it's like he's in trouble thing. And he looks at it and it spells the exact word that's on the door.
Which is deliveries, right?
Deliveries, yes.
Okay.
It's just, who the hell's doing this?
Yeah, it's just some outside force just magically just... I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. Anyways, okay. So those are all your dislikes. Okay.
Oh, I have way more than that.
Oh well. I don't think we have much time for that.
The acting was subpar. I mean, it was okay. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they did fine, but it just wasn't anything great. Characters weren't really built up.
Nope, not at all.
You barely cared about any of them.
Nope.
Yeah, it was just the music. I know you like the music because you're a sucker for really.
Yeah, I love. Okay, so one thing about me is I love scores from any. Well. Not every film, but, you know, I do love scores, movie scores. So this one, I really thought it fit the tone, but at the same time, it kind of was overdone because that's all you really heard in the background for me. That's all I heard. So it was just the same repetitiveness every single time. So I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it.
I just liked the score.
You didn't like it?
I just didn't like the movie.
Was it too? Yeah. Okay. So that was your.
I just didn't like I didn't like the score either.
Okay. Well, anyways, I'm going to go into my likes now. So I think I will leave 2. So, you know, the visuals were okay, right? We talked about the visual, like, you know, the shots and whatnot. Some were okay. Some lacked. But other than that, I think they were okay for the movie. Okay, actually, I might only have one. Ooh. Yeah.
The visuals.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Okay, there were moments where I was like, oh, yeah, this is really moments. Pretty. But I think they had more to do with the location than anything. Like, they picked a great location.
Was it actually shot in Romania? I don't know.
I'm assuming it was.
Yeah, let's assume, right? Yeah. So anyways, my dislikes. Okay, basically everything that Memo said. One thing I really, really hated in this movie. Oh my gosh. Okay. It was so stale for me. There was no substance. Like, I know there's a lot of horror movies don't do substance, right? Like, they just go for straight up gore, killings, or whatever, you know, whatever. It didn't attract me, man. Like, it was so empty. It felt, I don't know. I can't really describe the feeling. It just felt.
Well, what you have is like what could be a really cool story.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what it was. It was just, it didn't do it for me. Like, there was a lot missing, and I think that's what would, you know, mess it up for me. Anyways, getting back to that, I did doze off a couple of times.
No, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I was tired. I don't know if I blame it all on that, but I mean, I did.
No, I've heard people say that they literally were so bored that they almost fell asleep.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 or 4 times, and I woke up and I was kind of like, oh shoot, like, oops. Anyways, so okay, all right, now let's get to the final verdict. Memo, what are you thinking this?
As far as score wise,
let's do
we're doing grade scores.
Grade
right?
scores, yes. So.
A, B, C, D,
F.
And sometimes we forget. I don't know why we forget about E, but F. I guess it was like D's the cutoff. After everything after D's, like, you're just horrible.
Yeah, and then if you want to add a plus and you feel like it deserves a plus, then go ahead. Or minus, whatever.
I give it a really good F.
Okay. Well, I actually agree with you there. You know, I give it an F too. It was just so, oh God, it was a mess, guys. Let's just say that it was. I didn't have fun. I didn't really have fun with it.
I kind of had fun with it.
I couldn't. There's something I tried. Like, I was so open about it.
I will give it this. There was 2 moments where it actually got me as far as jump scares.
Really?
Yeah, like I just wasn't expecting it. And usually I'm really good at like trying to figure them out. And the most of them you can figure out extremely. But I don't know if it's because I was daydreaming and then I was just like, what's going on in the movie now?
You just switched to like...
Yeah, and I was like, what is going on? And then it's like, oh shit, that just popped up. But then I was like, oh, this damn movie, these jump scares.
No, they didn't do that for me.
There was this one, and this is the way I thought about the movie, specifically what general audiences. Because I know I'm very peculiar when it comes to movies. Granted, you love horror movies. You're way more forgiving of them. But no, you are.
Sometimes.
All the time.
That's for another time.
You are way forgiving of horror movies more than you should be.
Okay.
You're Mr. Positive when it comes to horror movies.
I try to look at the light at the end of the tunnel for horror movies sometimes.
Yeah, even though they're all usually atrocious.
Yes.
Anyways, but there was this one lady in the movie theater that screamed during trailers.
Really?
Yes.
Man, was I asleep at the time? I don't remember.
there was this one lady. She screamed during one of the trailers, and she was laughing, and she was
having fun with it.
Yeah, like in the trailers, like not the trailer for the movie, but the trailers before the movie, right? And I was like, okay, so this is gonna be one of those people that yell and scream during the movie, which doesn't bother me in a horror movie. I mean, I'm just whatever about it.
Yeah.
I never heard her scream once.
Yeah, I didn't hear. There was a guy behind us, but he was
laughing.
Yeah, he was like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
And then we were leaving, and I could hear people talking, and they were talking about how much of a disappointment it was.
People, like, I think right when we walked out of Alamo, I heard two girls talking about it. I've never been this disappointed in a horror movie in such a long time.
Is that what they sound like?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they... Yeah, I'm trying to do my best at imitation, okay?
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, that's literally what I thought. I don't know, when I heard that, I was like, okay, maybe I'm not alone in this. Gabriel, our friend, I'm not even sure how he feels about horror movies per se, but he didn't like it.
Yeah, he didn't like it. So that, I mean, from 3 people, one that loves horror movies and 2 that are okay with it.
I would assume Gabriel loves horror movies. Does he not?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Well, he started ranking them, and he said this is worse than Annabelle.
Oh yeah, no. He said he said. Oh yeah, he did say he. I don't know the stance on Annabelle. I think Annabelle, the first one, was pretty trash, to be honest. So.
Well, you've seen all the Conjuring movies, right?
Yes.
Where would you rank this one?
Okay, so if I was ranking all of them, it would go Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2, Annabelle 2. Oh shoot, this is really hard. I would say that the Annabelle and the Nun are pretty much tied. They kind of have the same feel of them. It was so...
I haven't seen either Annabelles. All I've seen is Conjuring.
I would recommend the second one. I think it's a lot better than the first. Okay, I mean, if you don't want to watch it, it's just,
I'm fine. I have better things to do with my life.
It's if you get bored, why not? So anyways, going back to the Nun.
Boring movies you can see.
What?
There's way better movies you can see when you're bored.
I guess so. Anyways, so do we recommend this movie to you? No.
Well... I think it depends.
Let's say if you're like with a group of friends, drunk, having a movie night or something, you want to have a good laugh or trip.
There's better movies you can see than that. Okay. What I'm thinking about is like people who see the trailer and they're like, "Oh, I really want to see." You're normal people, like you're teenagers.
They're dying to see.
It really feels like this movie was more for teenagers. Like, I do not understand why it was rated R.
Yeah, it was pretty watered down for a rated R movie. I would
think so. I get like the suicide depictions and stuff. Maybe that's what put it over the top.
Maybe.
But there's nothing in the movie that I'm like...
Nothing really stands out that's rated R.
So there was like that one moment where somebody's face gets like burned. Do you remember that?
No.
I'm
telling you, I snoozed off a couple times. I don't remember.
Okay, well there's this one moment where like something happens to somebody's face. I'm not going to say because it's a spoiler. Yeah. Something happens to somebody's face and it just reminded me of the Indiana Jones movie where the guy's face melts off.
Don't remember, but it was a graphic, probably graphic than this.
No. It was about the same, but that movie I think is rated PG.
Yeah, it's a PG. Most of them are PG.
Yeah. So when I was watching this, I was like, "Why is this rated R?"
No idea, man.
It made no sense to me.
Yeah, I think it would have been better off being a PG-13. Probably, more money for them.
Well, it would have been the same.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I always have a weird thing about them getting more money because I want people to work. Like I don't want anybody to not be out of a job.
Yeah.
And these movies make money, and what do I know? Maybe they really enjoy making them.
Yeah. Who knows?
But I just don't want to see more crap like this.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was I don't want to say a waste of time. Was it a waste of time, do you think? Or was it just a terrible movie?
I didn't have to pay for my ticket.
Good point. He had Movie Pass.
Yeah, that still works for anybody, for all the doubters out there.
Yeah, it might be the last time he uses it, but anyways.
No, it still works today.
Okay, well, anyways, what I'm trying to say is, okay, all right, so that's our verdict on The Nun. It was a doozer, I guess.
A doozer.
Doozer. Okay. Anyways.
Word of the day.
So, I guess we're done with this episode. So, I think next time, what are we reviewing next time, Emil?
I don't know. That was your pick.
Oh, yes, that was right. Okay. So, next time for a horror movie review, we are reviewing Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich. It looks fun.
It looks like a movie.
It looks fun to me. It's an independent movie. Barely came out this year, I guess, right? No one's going to really know about it unless you're really into horror films.
I mean, I've heard of Puppet Master before. That movie, franchise has been around forever. It's a franchise,
but this recent one, I didn't really know either until I looked it up. But anyways, I'm excited to review that one. It looks fun. I think it knows what it is. That's just me saying that now. I mean, we're going to have to see.
I mean, how can you not know what you are with the Puppet Master? It's a movie about puppets. And them being Nazis or something.
Yeah, they're something to do with Nazis anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we'll go ahead and post a trailer.
Yeah, we can do that.
Not after this per se, but on our Twitters. You can follow us on Twitter, and it'll be in the description. But yeah, you can follow us in there. We'll go ahead and post it on there. We'll get ready to watch it.
We might as well promote our other social media as well, right?
Oh, I don't remember them.
For the Iconoclast?
Yeah, just go to the description. They'll all be there because I don't remember them at the top of my head.
Yes.
But thank you for putting me on the spot.
Hi, you're welcome. You know I love to do that.
Yeah.
So.
We also have a website where you can read like our biographies and stuff. And we're working on short films. And I believe I'm doing another podcast with Adrian about movies, just movies in general. Mm-hmm. And that's about it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's starting a podcast too, but I'm not sure what he's doing it on.
We're also going to we have a lot of stuff coming out, our plans right now. We have, like you said, short films, other podcasts. I think we're going to review music and albums.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like
that's a thing. And that should be fun.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, because I like a lot of stuff that you don't like.
Yeah. I mean,
vice versa.
We could agree. Who knows?
No.
When it comes to the day, who knows?
Yeah. No.
I think we're reviewing. What are we reviewing? Talks of Brockhampton's Iridescence. Next.
Yeah.
Our first.
And I'm not that excited about it. I'm worn out about Brockhampton.
I'm keeping an open mind.
I mean, I'm keeping an open mind too, but it doesn't.
But I'm not degrade
the fact that I'm just completely worn out.
I like Brockhampton, man. But that's okay. We're going off subject.
They're like the Marvel movies of music right now.
Good Lord. Okay. Anyways, okay. This is going off topic now.
You're telling me that you heard those last 3 songs and they got you excited?
I liked 1998 Truman.
One song.
The other ones were okay. They weren't like all trash. Okay. Yeah, but I think that
they're all songs.
I think that one stood out. Anyways, we're going off.
I think that. Well, no, I'm interested. I think the issue with them is they've lost a little bit of their charm.
Well, their last 3 albums were pretty much the same sound the whole time. But I mean,
and I enjoyed the last 3 albums.
Yeah, they were great. I think they were great.
I think it was like, okay, can we just do something a little different? Yeah. Maybe get a couple solo projects in there.
Well, I heard that they're going to be taking a new direction on this one, so who knows? Anyways, Memo, let's say this for the next.
This is a movie.
This is a horror movie podcast going into music. So let's not do this.
We're probably going to end up reviewing Halloween. I don't know when that comes out.
Oh yeah, we're probably going to go see Halloween soon when it comes out, and maybe Predator.
Did you consider that a horror movie?
It's about a creature.
Is this a horror movie podcast or a horror and sci-fi movie podcast? Because people group those together.
Subgenre.
Sci-fi is a subgenre.
Horror, sci-fi, aliens, stuff like that. Like literally, like the franchise.
I thought sci-fi was their own genre.
No, like it's a subgenre. Like horror has like many different kind of things.
I know horror has many different subgenres, but I thought sci-fi was its own genre.
So do you? I mean, we don't have to do Predator if you want. I don't.
No,
care.
We could do Predator. But now we're having a conversation about horror and sci-fi genre titles.
Okay. Anyways.
No, not anyways. I'm really curious. So you're saying sci-fi is not its own genre; it's a subgenre. No,
I think it is. I think it is. But I think they both have. Okay, it's really hard to say. But anyways, okay, horror movies, right? They mainly about serial killers, ghosts, and.
Well, let's put it like this. So horror and drama, two different kinds of movies, right? Mm-hmm. Horror movies can have drama elements in them.
Yes, there's elements,
but they're not. Mm-hmm. They're not necessarily.
Yeah, but
drama isn't a subgenre of horror movies.
Yeah, but so what I'm trying to say is the first Predator that came out in the 80s or 70s, whatever it came out, they considered that a sci-fi horror, if I'm correct, or maybe it was like a military horror.
Military horror? Is that a genre?
That's what they.
Who's they?
I don't know. Look at Google or something. I don't know. Blame them, man. Jesus.
Well, no, I'm blaming you because you're the one that's telling me.
That's what I saw from theirs. I mean, just
you call a military horror,
military sci-fi horror film, something like that.
I guess
if you look it up, I mean, I
call them military movies
because the first one had to do with like militia and stuff like that.
Okay, so we're just naming everything.
Okay. Anyways, for next time,
we should have a podcast about that. What exactly is a horror movie?
That can be part of the.
Who the hell knows what a horror movie really is?
Okay, that sounds interesting. Maybe one of these days we can do that.
Oh, we're not gonna do it. I just saw your face, and it's like, we're not gonna do that face.
My face is open for interpretation, man.
It's open for a lot.
Oh my god. Anyways, with that note, anything else you have to say before we go?
No, not really. I'm just really disappointed that you made me go last night.
I told you didn't care what we did.
I really wanted to finish watching that football game.
Oh, but anyways, like I said, I was down for whatever, but it happened. And
we went, and it was yeah. You shouldn't watch it.
Yeah,
there's better movies out right now.
A lot better movies.
Black KK Klansman, or however you pronounce that.
Still have not seen it. But
it's great. It's really great. You should go watch that. There's the Ethan Hawke movie. See, now I'm just giving you way better movies than horror movies in general.
I'd probably check that out anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. So
all right. Well, this has been a horrifying endeavor, and we should have an episode up next week.
We're gonna try to. Do you want to try to do these like every week or so? If we can. It's
we do have school and work, so that does take up.
Life takes up. Everything.
And we're doing other projects as well.
Yes.
But we should have one up every week.
Okay, that works.
All right, so go ahead in the description, hit subscribe, follow us, and thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.